All right, so today we're going to be looking into DeepSeek.
DeepSeek, yeah.
You sent over a couple of sources, and you know me, I love a good mystery. And it seems like there's some interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
One's like this YouTube script, kind of breaking it down. And the other one feels more like an insider's take on this technology.
Right.
And even though they both talk about DeepSeek, there are some subtle differences in how they describe its purpose.
Yeah.
And how it even came about. So
it's interesting.
Let's see if we can piece this together.
I think it's fascinating how even with cutting-edge technology, we often see competing narratives emerge.
Oh, totally.
And it really highlights how the way information is presented, even about something seemingly objective, like technology can be shaped by different perspectives.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So first things first.
Okay.
What exactly is DeepSeek?
Yeah,
Both sources describe it as this powerful tool, almost like a super smart detective or a magnifying glass for the digital world.
Yeah, I think that analogy is actually quite apt.
Right.
Because DeepSeek helps us sift through mountains of data.
Yes.
To uncover hidden patterns and insights.
Okay.
And things that would take humans ages to find or we might miss completely.
Oh, for sure.
It's like having a superpower.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Being able to see connections that no one else can.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not just about processing data, it's about understanding it.
It is, yeah.
It's about finding the meaning buried within it.
Yes, exactly.
It's like taking a pile of puzzle pieces and suddenly seeing the full picture.
Precisely. It bridges that gap between raw data and actionable knowledge.
Yeah, so this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
The sources have slightly different takes on how DeepSeek came about.
Right.
One suggests it emerged in response to the explosion of data we saw in the 2010s. Basically, we had all this information, but no good way to make sense of it. It's like having a library full of books, but no way to read them all.
Right. And then the other source links the birth of DeepSeek more directly to advancements in artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Yeah.
Which essentially gave us the tools we needed to read those books, or in this case, analyze that data.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
So it sounds like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
The need and the technology coming together at a perfect moment to create DeepSeek. But what about the people behind it?
Right.
Was their motivation purely practical?
Yeah.
Or was there something more?
Yeah, I think they both hint at a deeper motivation.
Okay.
One talks about democratizing data, making insights accessible to everyone.
Interesting.
Not just tech geniuses.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
And then the other one mentions satisfying that innate human desire to explore and solve mysteries.
Yes.
Like there's something really poetic about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, is DeepSeek simply a tool, or is it an extension of our own quest to understand the world around us? Yeah.
But enough philosophy for now.
Okay.
Let's get practical.
Yeah.
How does this thing actually work?
Okay, so imagine it as a multi-layered process.
Okay.
First, DeepSeek gathers data from all sorts of places, websites, databases, social media, basically anywhere information is stored.
So it's like a giant vacuum cleaner sucking up data from every corner of the digital world?
That's one way to put it.
Okay.
Then it sifts through this massive amount of information using AI machine learning and data mining.
Oh, great.
Think of it as a team of super-powered analysts working 24/7 to find those hidden patterns and connections within the data.
I remember one of the sources had a great example. Imagine you run a business and you want to know what your customers are really saying about your products. DeepSeek could analyze thousands of online reviews in an instant, giving you a clear picture of customer sentiment.
Exactly. Instead of manually reading through tons of feedback, you get a concise, data-driven summary that helps you make decisions quickly and efficiently.
So it's not just about crunching numbers, it's about extracting real usable insights.
Precisely, and that's what makes DeepSeek so powerful.
Yeah.
It has the potential to impact countless fields, from healthcare and business to scientific research and even our everyday lives.
Well, that's a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Are you ready to explore some real-world DeepSeek applications?
Absolutely. Let's see what DeepSeek is already doing out there in the wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some real-world applications of DeepSeek. It's one thing to talk about theory, but seeing how this tech is being used is what brings it to life. Where should we start?
Well, DeepSeek is already making waves in healthcare.
Okay.
And it's easy to see why The potential benefits there are enormous.
Healthcare is an area that's ripe for disruption.
Yeah.
And DeepSeek seems like it could be a game changer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting applications is in early disease detection.
Okay, remember how DeepSeek excels at analyzing huge data sets and spotting those subtle patterns that humans might miss?
Right, like having 1,000 doctors
Yeah.
scanning your test results simultaneously.
Exactly. Now imagine applying that to medical imaging.
Okay.
DeepSeek can analyze things like X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans,
Wow.
looking for tiny abnormalities that could signal the early stages of a disease.
It's like having a microscopic level of analysis.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be possible for a human doctor.
And that early detection can be absolutely critical.
Right.
The sooner a disease is caught,
Yeah.
the more treatment options are available,
Yeah.
and the better the chances of a positive outcome.
Makes sense.
We're talking about potentially saving lives and improving the quality of life for countless people.
Yeah, that's what I call impactful.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just detection, right?
It does.
DeepSeek can also be used to create personalized treatment plans
Yeah.
based on individual genetic profiles.
You got it. Everyone's genetic makeup is unique.
Right. Which means we respond to medications and treatments differently.
Yeah.
DeepSeek can analyze a patient's genetic data to predict how they'll respond to specific treatments,
Interesting.
allowing doctors to tailor therapies for maximum effectiveness.
So it's like having a custom...
Even mentioned DeepSeek being used in the field of mental health,
Oh, wow.
which is incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to analyze things like speech patterns, facial expressions, even social media activity to pick up on early signs of mental health conditions like depression or anxiety.
That's incredible. Think of all the people who struggle silently, afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Early intervention could be life-changing for them.
It really could. And DeepSeek's impact goes beyond individual patients.
Right.
It can also be used to analyze large population data sets,
Okay.
helping us identify health trends, risk factors, and patterns that can inform public health policies and initiatives.
So it's like having a panoramic view of the health landscape, allowing us to see both the individual trees and the entire forest.
That's a great way to put it.
I like that.
And speaking of landscapes, let's shift gears and talk about agriculture.
Okay, bring on the tractors and combines. How is DeepSeek changing the game for farmers?
Well, one of the biggest challenges in agriculture is optimizing crop yields.
Okay.
DeepSeek can help farmers monitor their crops in real time, using data from sensors, drones, even satellite imagery to detect things like nutrient deficiencies, pest infestations, or irrigation problems.
So it's like having eyes everywhere.
Yes.
Constantly watching over the crops.
Exactly.
Making sure they're thriving.
That level of precision can lead to significant increases in crop yield,
Right.
which is essential for feeding a growing global population.
And it's not just about quantity, it's about sustainability too, right?
Absolutely.
Using resources efficiently
Yes.
and minimizing waste.
And let's not forget about DeepSeek's potential in predicting pest outbreaks.
Oh, that's a good one.
By analyzing environmental data and historical patterns, farmers can get early warnings about potential infestations,
Interesting.
allowing them to take preventative measures and avoid widespread crop damage. It's like staying one step ahead of Mother Nature.
That's amazing. So we've covered healthcare. What about the environment?
Right.
Can this technology help us tackle some of the pressing environmental challenges we're facing?
Absolutely. DeepSeek's ability to analyze massive amounts of data is proving invaluable in understanding climate patterns and predicting future trends.
Okay.
By analyzing data from weather stations, satellites, and ocean buoys,
Wow.
scientists can build sophisticated models that help us understand how the Precisely. That data-driven approach is crucial for crafting effective environmental policies and mitigation strategies. And when it comes to pollution, DeepSeek can be used to monitor pollution levels in real time,
Okay.
identify the sources of contamination, and even predict how pollutants will spread.
So it's like a pollution detective on the case, constantly tracking and tracing those harmful substances.
It certainly has that potential. And the applications we've discussed so far are really just the tip of the iceberg.
Wow.
There are so many other areas where DeepSeek is making a difference, from security to scientific research.
Let's talk about this next. I'm particularly interested in the security aspect.
Okay.
How is DeepSeek being used to keep us safe?
Well, in the world of cybersecurity, DeepSeek can analyze network traffic.
Okay.
looking for suspicious patterns and identifying potential threats in real time.
So it's like having a 247 digital security guard
Yeah.
monitoring your computer systems.
And on a national security level, DeepSeek can analyze vast amounts of data from various sources. Social media news feeds financial transactions to identify potential security risks and prevent attacks before they happen.
That sounds incredibly powerful.
It is, and it highlights the potential for DeepSeek to help us stay ahead of those who would do us harm.
And what about scientific research?
Yeah.
I can only imagine the possibilities there.
The applications in scientific research are practically limitless.
Yeah.
In genomics, for example, DeepSeek can analyze vast amounts of genetic data to identify disease-causing genes, develop personalized therapies, and even trace human migration patterns throughout history.
That's mind-blowing.
It's like unlocking the secrets of our own DNA.
And what about other areas of science?
Well, in astronomy, DeepSeek is being used to analyze data from telescopes,
Okay.
helping us identify new celestial objects, study the evolution of galaxies, and even search for signs of extraterrestrial life.
It's like having a cosmic explorer pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe.
It truly is. The applications we've discussed today are just a glimpse of what's possible with DeepSeek.
Right.
As this technology continues to evolve, who knows what new and exciting discoveries await us.
This has been an incredible journey so far. We've seen how DeepSeek is being used in everything from healthcare to agriculture to space exploration. It's clear that this technology has the potential to change the world in profound ways.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with all the possibilities, I think it's important to remember that DeepSeek, like any powerful tool, can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
How do we ensure that this incredible technology is used responsibly?
That's a crucial question, and one that deserves careful consideration.
Yeah.
It all comes down to how we choose to implement and govern this powerful technology.
Oh.
There are definitely challenges and complexities to navigate, but the potential benefits are simply too great to ignore.
I completely agree. So where do we go from here?
Right.
What's the next step in our deep dive into DeepSeek?
Well, I think it's time to take a closer look at how this technology is being developed and implemented.
Okay.
We need to understand the infrastructure, the processes, and the safeguards that are being put in place to ensure that DeepSeek is used ethically and responsibly.
That sounds like a great place to pick up in our next segment. Stay tuned because we're about to delve even deeper into the world of DeepSeek.
Absolutely.
So we've seen how powerful this technology can be. We talked about DeepSeek's potential to revolutionize healthcare, transform agriculture, and help us understand the vast universe.
It's clear that DeepSeek is already having an impact.
Totally.
And that influence is only going to grow.
Exactly. But with all this talk about the potential and the possibilities, I think it's time to take a step back and ask, how do we ensure that DeepSeek is used responsibly?
That is a critical question, and it's one that's being debated by experts all over the world.
Yeah, it's like we've been given this incredibly powerful tool, but we're still figuring out the best way to use it.
That's a great analogy, and it really highlights the need for careful consideration and planning as we move forward with this technology.
So where do we even start? What are the key things we need to think about when it comes to the responsible development and use of DeepSeek?
Well, I think one crucial aspect is data governance.
Okay.
We need to establish clear guidelines and regulations for how data is collected, stored, and used in DeepSeek applications.
That makes sense. Data is the fuel that powers DeepSeek.
Exactly.
So we need to be sure we're handling it responsibly.
Absolutely. And that includes protecting individual privacy, ensuring data security, and preventing misuse or abuse of that data.
Right. We don't want to create a world where people's personal information is constantly being analyzed and exploited.
Exactly. And that's why transparency is also essential.
Okay.
We need to be open about how DeepSeek works and how that data is being used.
So people can understand what's happening and make informed decisions
about
their own data.
Another important consideration is accessibility.
Okay.
We need to ensure that DeepSeek technology is available to a wide range of users.
Not just large corporations or governments.
Exactly. We want to democratize access to this tool so that everyone can benefit.
Yeah, it's like giving everyone a key to this incredible library of knowledge that DeepSeek unlocks.
I love that analogy, and it highlights the transformative potential of this technology.
But even with all of these challenges and considerations, it can feel a bit overwhelming.
I understand.
Where do we go from here?
to address these very issues.
It's true, and we can all play a role in shaping the future of DeepSeek.
Absolutely.
By staying informed, engaging in these discussions, and advocating for responsible development and use.
Exactly. The future of this technology is in our hands.
And it's up to us to ensure that it's a future where DeepSeek is used to benefit all of humanity.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, it seems we've reached the end of our deep dive into DeepSeek. This has been an incredible journey full of fascinating insights and thought-provoking questions.
I agree.
Hopefully you at home found it as enlightening as we did, and we encourage you to continue to explore the world of DeepSeek long after our deep dive is over.
Absolutely. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and never stop exploring.
Because the more we understand dive into DeepSeek, we'll see you next time.